First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is ILEG and Fusion Light Energy Gain Technology Screens. And this right here over here is our SFEG Sun Fusion Energy Gain. Oh, man. I'm freaking loving this screen. I had this screen outside. Man. I thought it was incredible in the morning. At nighttime, they are a whole different universe. It's insane how insane that thing looks. So I am definitely going out later on tonight with the big tile we have behind us. Definitely doing that. Yeah. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. On both sides of the screen. Both sides. Of course picked it on both sides, but the clarity is actually crystal freaking clear. And I've done rear projection screens before and all that, but man, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. And the fact, like I said, they read at 50 to 300 lumens outside automatically tells us we got something here amazing. So even our screen paints, if you've seen the demonstration of screen paints, just taking the cinematic, putting it against a $7,000 screen, and then taking great paints and showing that they don't no category that they've actually finished. They claim they do, but they don't. But anyway, yeah, big difference. So we're gonna be out with the big tile today, showing it off. I do want to get out a little earlier. I keep telling myself I'm gonna get out a little earlier to do our other screens, but I want to get more demonstrations on that on white levels. And most likely, I'm probably gonna. Wait, what am I doing? I got a battery pack. I'm gonna keep thinking like, what are you gonna do with that battery pack? You can go anywhere you want. But I do like that particular area for doing demonstrations. So most likely I'm probably going to wait till Sunday, because Sunday there's really nobody out there. And again, I can go get my demonstrations done, get them finished, and disappear. Where are my business cards at? Did that bring up? I know it's my business cards, so. I'm so happy. I gotta put this out here real quick. So, let me explain something to people at the end of the day. Now we got people now that are copying videos and saying we did the same thing. It doesn't make a difference. You cheat yourself in the process of that. You can't back up the technology. So it's like copying of somebody's midterm paper, and you're going to have, or actually basically copying of somebody's resume, even worse, and saying that you speak 7 languages. You're still going to have to speak the 7 languages. You know, it's going to come up that you're supposed to speak 7 languages, or maybe you have advanced skills in microphysics, trigonometry, advanced trigonometry, all that stuff. Lying on your resume is not going to help you. Copying somebody else's resume is not going to help you. You still got to do it. They're still going to expect you to do the same thing. So you kind of set yourself up for destruction. Because, again, copying us at the end of the day won't help you. You can't make it. We know you can't make it. If you did, we would have saw something by now. Way by now. All the videos we just posted, we'd have been saw something by now. So you can't make it at all, period. So that doesn't help you at all. It's not bringing any money to your banking account. It won't get you any contracts. It won't get you anything. All it's going to get you on YouTube is a little trolling, and that's it. But you're not making no money. Also, on the other hand, we make this stuff, so we're gonna get paid. And we get $2,000 a car to put that technology into a windshield so they can advertise their car. We get $2,000 a car for that. So consider the fact that that is a serious amount of money to have that technology embedded into a car where they can remove it at will. Because keep in mind, they're going to be able to do something that here's the thing when it comes to car dealerships. Car dealerships are always constantly in competition with each other all the time. And you have competition like car dealerships always have competition. You have now a technology that not only allows you to be able to advertise your car and kind of a 3D kind of application inside, but you can turn every single car windshield into a mini commercial. You know how easy it is to sell this stuff? It's very easy to sell this stuff. So with that being said, it doesn't take a lot of equipment. We don't have to carry around a whole lot of stuff, which is fantastic. We can go someplace, set up in a couple of minutes, and boop, that's it. So with that being said, it's very easy to sell. So, yeah, if you copy off us or say you did the same thing, you get a little bit of trolling. That's basically about it. That's all you're going to get, but you won't make any money at all, period. Because once they find out that you can't do it, guess who they come to? Us, which means you work for us. That's it. That's what happens. So how are you going to make something you don't know how to make? That's why we don't worry about stuff like that. Now, we're going to put some pressure on you to have some fun with you because we know you can't make this stuff. So we're going to throw things your way we know darn well you can't possibly do because you don't have the capability of doing it. Like sending stuff to your business address and requesting a live stream all over YouTube. We're on AVS forums, all these different sites, and put your YouTube channel up there saying, hey, look, these are people that at the end of the day say, do we have our stuff? So we challenge you. Here's the tracking number. Those tracking numbers are going to be posted on AVS forums. So they're going to be everywhere. And people are going to expect for you to basically do the demonstrations. If you can't, you out yourself. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you don't do that kind of stuff. And you have people who go to school and you cheat off the smart kid. And the teacher can look at that and they can tell, from your grade average, you do not achieve what the smart kid is picking up. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you a special test. And a special test means you're going to take that test again. And in the test, you're going to have the same thing, but sometimes a little bit more in there to make sure you weren't cheated, that you actually know what you know. Because if you give it to the smart kid is not only going to be able to go in and do the test, but any extras that come along with it, he's going to be able to surpass it with no problem because, again, he's a smart kid. That's why they pull you back and look at your paper and say, look, this guy cheated. I can tell. There's no way in the world he got grades like this. You get a special test. And that special test has stuff on it that usually the other test doesn't have. But if your intelligence level is what it is, you should be able to surpass it with no problem. That's what I'll tell you cheated. So for us, it doesn't bother me if you're going to be copying me at the end of the day. It's kind of flattering. It's flattering at the fact that people who really tell you what they are and they don't know how to make their products correctly have to copy off us. So either way, you're not going to get paid off of it. Number one, your customers are going to expect you to do the same thing that we do. And that's the reason why you can't do it. We have a history of this guy coming in and copying our stuff from time to time because he wants to be me. I never copy your stuff. I have no idea why I would step backwards into making great paints again because it's an outdated product. It's just a waste of my time to make a great paint ever. Alright, so that's basically about it. What you doing back here, Barry? Because you always do this when I get on camera. Every single time I get on camera, we do this. Every time. Any other time, you could. You know, get on camera, you get a showboat. So that's right there. You can't make it. No way in the world. If you did, you'd have had it by now. Mind you, we made about 500 and something forms on one site, 118. None of those products have ever been duplicated. No one's ever made money off them. Not one person. So again, if we gave you permission to make this stuff, if you can't even make your own stuff correctly, how would you do ours? You can't even be certified with that stuff. So with that being said, yeah, to fake it, you get a couple of troll hits on it. That's basically about it. But you're not going to get paid off it. We get paid. So once we get all this settled in, once I get my documents back, I got a crew coming in to advertise for my company. Man, this stuff is going to go everywhere. And while you guys are trying to copy and try to be us, you won't get paid for it. You're going to advertise for me. Because once the customer finds out you can't do what you're doing and they already want it already, they're going to contact us. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going outside with Big Surface today. Definitely want to be outside with Big Surface. I'm definitely going to be extending my screen's good. This is all set up for 235.1. This is all 235.1 set up. All these tiles come apart. They come off, they re-put back together. We got them invisible. That's what I wanted when I set this whole thing up. I wanted tiles that I can remove at will. We can make them invisible, put them up there. We can make them different colors. We can make them neon. We have two sets of lights up there. We got the pink lights that actually change colors if we want. They're also two motion sensor. And then we have the lights on the top and the bottom. Those are the 6K units that actually brighten up the environment even more with the screens. That's a display all set up for whenever we have people come in and check out all that we have in here. And as you see, we did a little PC arrangement. So now these are over here next to our Cyberpunk PlayStation. And then over here we have the new PC over here, which is right there in the process of being built. So I've already ordered most of my parts already. Oh yeah, my baby's phone out. And that's the screen. That screen comes off. That screen I can take where I want to take it. You're a jerk. You know that? You ain't got no treat. You're a jerk. You do this stuff on purpose because you're a jerk. You gotta stop. You're a jerk 24/7, Tato. You know you are. If people want to sit there and say, oh, why do you call your cat a jerk? Apparently you never owned a cat before. If you never owned a cat before, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Cats are a whole different species of animal. They're not like dogs. A dog will not deliberately jump on top of your cabinet system and knock down collectibles or whatever, and then stare at you while they're doing it. And when you tell them no, they'll look at you and then take their hands slowly and push it off. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They call them they're jerks. Cats are jerks. That's what they are. They deliberately do stuff just basically just for the sake of it because they can do it. You better not. Yeah, I can see them from right over there. They're always doing that. That's why I call them jerks. Don't get me wrong. They're self-sufficient. They're great to have around, but they are jerks. Like this one right over here cleans himself on camera. That's why we can't have the camera around him. Yeah, you know what you do. I already. You already know. Like the minute you look at them, they take off on their little kids. Yeah, but anyway, he's pretty well trained. He's good anyway, but he's a jerk. Ain't that right? So yeah, this is the portable. This is one we had outside yesterday. Oh my goodness! I knew these things looked nice, but my goodness. That thing looked absolutely incredible. I had a bunch of people staring at that thing. The people from the bar across the street saw it. I didn't think they saw it from over there. They saw it from across the street. Guys, I was sitting there I was drinking something, and I saw fire flicking across the street, and I had to come out and see what it was. He said, that is the screen. I said, wow, that's insane. And I'm glad I put that picture in their head, like, look, imagine this technology we have here for projection screen setups. You can have a screen anywhere in the house. It'll replace your TV. Anywhere in the house. You can have the kitchen, you can have the bathroom, you can have the garage, you can have it in the front lawn, you can have it in the back lawn, and you can operate this in sunlight. Because the first answer, what about lighting in the environment? Because again, we're outside, there's a ton of light out there already, but most people are concerned about the lighting in their homes. And I showed them the demonstrations outside running in the park, and they were like, oh my goodness, that's insane. So, the minute it pops off, I said, what are you going to do? I said, we're going to get a showroom up here, got a place we can come in and buy the screen at. We got all these stores up here. They came back and pressed my business card in. That's why we got the digital cards. Yeah. This thing's going to take off like wildfire. And we got so many applications of it. So many applications of it. I have to learn in my life as a Christian as patience. I have patience, but sometimes my patience gets a little thin around people. It really does. But I have to learn patience. And I have to learn, let the Lord handle it. And you sit back and do what you do. And sometimes I prematurely say things I shouldn't say. I can't say who I can sell it to because technically it's not my technology. And I have to kind of remind myself at the end of the day, this is not yours. This belongs to God. So with that being said, for me to cut off customer base, but technically I wouldn't be because I'd be just servicing Allentown only. If you have to pick up a screen, only Allentown would have access to it. Allentown, Ben Salem. There's like 20 different versions of small towns throughout Allentown, which you can call them little cities, but that's what they are. That would be service to. And I got people over in other states who said they would fly out and go pick it up anyway. Don't make a difference. They're going to go pick it up. Don't make a difference. So that would have been, that'd be nice. But what about the everyday Joe that can't get on a plane and can't fly from A to B? And it would be easier for him just to order and have it brought to his home. Got to think about that person too at the end of the day. So when I saw that image blow up through that screen, and the Lord said, this is going to be sold to everyone. That's how it's going to be. Sold to everyone. Now, you naysayers don't buy my stuff. Don't even bother commenting, because you don't buy my stuff at all, period. You don't support anything I do at all whatsoever. It's not for you. Just like the kingdom of heaven is not for sinners. It's not for you. There's a place designed for you. Like the white screen and gray screens that fail and don't work. That's your stuff at the end of the day. But luxury, the high-end stuff, is not for you. So that's the way it is at the end of the day. For people who like better technology, people don't want to spend a ton of money, people don't want to be trapped in dark environments, but people want better technology to get exactly what their projectors are worth, and those who don't want to spend the money for the projectors, that's who that technology is being designed for. But you haters out there who basically dislike it, it's not for you. at all, period. So you will stick to your white screens, you will stick to your gray screens, and if you have the money to afford, you may be to get one of those high-grade certified screens, which again, we could beat for far less. As you saw in the demonstration, our screen paint can take that out. So that's what I had to get in my head. At the end of the day, it's not for you. When I speak, it's not for you. When I talk about our technology, it's not for you. It's only for those who appreciate what we do, but not for you. You get bottom dollar stuff, that's you. Everybody gets top shelf at the bar, you get that at the bottom. Bottom, like whatever in the bottom, up past the wine cellar, out in the back in the garage behind the turpentine and paint thinner, that's your stuff. But everybody else gets top shelf. The problem with the naysayer, I'm sorry to put this on you, but it's true. Some people don't understand the quality of fine wine. They don't understand it. That's you. You don't know the difference between top shelf and bottom shelf. You don't know. So people just give you anything and charge you whatever you want. You just take it. Because that's what you know. You're not educated in that field. But those of us that do know good wine, when you taste it, know exactly what to buy and what we are getting. You don't. It's the same scenario on your screens. You don't know what you're getting. You're bragging and boasting about a technology that pretty much, again, went out of date a long time ago. You're still trying to keep it alive. It's dying. That's all to it. I look at gray screen as something if gray screen was a human, it'd be on life support right now. It would have more equipment than NASA has to wire the machine together for mission command. It's on its last, it's barely making it. But you guys keep coming and trying to keep it alive and keep it alive. It's dying. That's all to it. We keep telling you, it doesn't have much to go, but you just keep pushing. You keep signing that consent form to keep it going. It's not going to last long. So it's not for you at all, period. I don't know why you come in here. I don't know why you come here every day to watch what we do. So that's weird. I mean, I find it quite weird that every time we come here and I turn my PC on, turn my phone on, there's always something different we're doing. So why do you come in here if you don't support it? Maybe your life is that boring, you got nothing going on. Don't you got a family? Don't you work at the end of the day, get a job or something? But the fact that you spend time in here questioning my work while I'm getting paid at my work shows you don't got nothing going on. I could be on a private jet going to freaking Cancun, anywhere I want to go. And you'll still be on my comment complaining about, oh yeah, your jet, blah, blah. Yeah, but at least I got a jet. You don't have one. At least I got a high-end technology. You don't have one. At least I got a technology that get me paid through the nose. You don't have one. My future's already mapped out for me. I'm about to get paid super rich. Where are you about to be at? You'd be lucky if you can get your bills paid. And yet, instead of you taking that energy and going out and getting a better job so you can basically better your life, or going out and go back to school and get some form of education to advance the job that you're already working at, or start your own business, something, you would rather waste your time on my channel crying about me getting rich. Wow. Man, you guys are really productive. You do a lot in life. No, you don't. Period. And anyone who had a real job, you wouldn't be on my channel that much crying. You really wouldn't. So I noticed that the people that are on my job crying a lot are people who don't have much. Now, if you look at Rogers didn't spend, he cried. He did cry. He did. But he didn't spend a lot of time in it. He really didn't. So Rogers' lifestyle is a little different than yours. This is a lot different than Fernando's lifestyle is. Yeah, it's what it is. It's definitely what it is. Barely working a job, barely getting paid, rent's high, bills are high, and trying to show up to be something he's not. Otherwise, AKA trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's pretty much his life. McAfee is an everyday Joe. He works an everyday 9 to 5. Maybe he could be union, maybe not. But judging by his lifestyle, what we've seen already from his Facebook page already, he's just living, he's an everyday Joe. He really don't have that kind of time he should be wasting. He shouldn't be making that kind of sacrifice knowing he could lose a house in that nonsense, which he's about to lose his house because he really can't make the payments on the lawsuit. But still, Long story short, he's an everyday Joe. He's a guy maybe work at Hers or maybe work at freaking Pepsi, Coca-Cola, blue collar guy at the end of the day. That's him, literally. And he don't make that money at the end of the day, but he does make money to sort of put his family in the household he has. He does, but it takes two to do it. You know what I mean? Life is expensive. And then you have Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams doesn't have anything. Jamie has more than Williams has. McAfee has more than Williams. Williams doesn't have much at all. Williams shows signs of having some form of mental issues, disconnected from the world, not even quite greatly in reality. Mr. Williams is on public assistance. Mr. Williams is living in Section 8 homing for housing and all that stuff. That's where Mr. Williams is at. Now, is there anything bad about that? No, I grew up in a place like that. I grew up in Section 8 and I grew up in housing. So I know all the rules and regulations of that place because I used to be there. I lived there. Nothing wrong with it all, period. Helps people get on their feet. Help their mom get on their feet from the door. Help them get a job and work out. They got all kinds of programs you can take advantage to help people out. But you have to take advantage of those programs and not do stupid stuff to get kicked out of programs or possibly get the program sued, which he did. You can see he doesn't work a job. He rides around on an e-bike all day long and basically goes in his apartment and yells at the wall and the ceiling. That's pretty much life right there. So we sue him for $10,000, he ain't got that money. We sue him for $5,000, he ain't got that money. And unfortunately, his lawsuit is up there. It's about $250,000 he's being sued for. He definitely does not have that money. But you could have did something with your time. Could have went out and got a job. Jamie could have kept a low profile knowing that you don't have paperwork. You could have kept a low profile, worked and got a couple of jobs, been able to push out from California. That's what I did before all that Trump nonsense went down. I would have made my bread, banked it, because you know somebody's going to come in the office and jack it up. You know what's going to happen. It's politics. I'd have banked my money. I wouldn't even got comfortable. I bought bare minimum in that apartment. Bare minimum. Wouldn't have been doing a lot of showboat, no YouTube videos. Keep it all freaking low profile. Bank my money. Give myself some kind of immigration attorney to lock me in. At least some of the paperwork's being done. Something. And then I'd have got the freak out of Cali. The minute I even would have heard this guy even talk about whatever, and he was talking about immigration deportation. Remember, he was talking about this nonsense in the middle of his campaign. So y'all saw this mess coming a mile away. He tried it the first time. Oh, this is the part I don't understand. This is the part that basically has me scratching my head sometimes. It really does. Because I literally watched this thing happen, go down. I literally watched it go down in Allentown. I saw Mexicans for Trump. I literally saw this. Coming from the store, I saw Mexicans for Trump, Latinos for Trump. Did you not understand what went on in the first place when he first got into office? What he was pushing for? The building of the wall? None of that fired off, none of that connected. Like, you can't be shocked and surprised. I love it when I hate to say this, but I hate to put this in here, but I hate it when they come on YouTube and go, I'm so shocked and surprised. That's like somebody telling you, hey, you see them flames over there? If you stick your hand in that, you'll get burned. It's a very painful process. Don't stick your hand in there. And then you stick your hand and you get burned and go, oh, I'm so shocked and surprised that whatever happened. It's fire, for goodness sake. What do you think was going to happen? Oh my goodness. Like, I had to stop and look at him from across the street to look at him. Shake my head and walk back to the office. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How could you be surprised? But that's what he should have did. He got comfortable. That's the problem. He got real comfortable. In a situation like that, you never, ever get comfortable. He got comfortable. I'd have got my documents, got legit. Been there for how long? Been there long enough to raise kids in there. So I'd have got my documents, got legit. Once I got my paperwork in order, I'd have got me a better job. Because that job he got right now is under the table. It's an under-the-table job. And they only pay them so much. They don't get any of the benefits. Because the boss know that they can't go anyplace else. Even if you're good friends with him, he still can't go anywhere else. He can't promote you. Because you don't have proper paperwork. That's why. So with all that being said, you really can't rise in rank. As long as he's been there, he should have been a manager or owner or something by now. Not an everyday worker. He got comfortable. That's what happened. He got comfortable with his surroundings. He messed your life up. If that was me at the end of the day and I came over here, first things first, I'd have got some kind of job under the table, because that's the only way you could do it. I would have been banking money away like crazy. I don't care if I had freaking sweeping on the floor. I don't care if I freaking only got one pot, pan, whatever. I'm banking all my money. I ain't going on trips, vacations, nothing. Couldn't care less about anybody on YouTube, what you say, what I don't care. I'm banking my money. That's what I'm gonna do. And when all my money's saved, I got enough money, I'm gonna get myself this immigration attorney so I can get to that next level. Now I got my paperwork locked in, I got my citizenship. Now I'm gonna go out and get myself a better job. A job where basically I can make a lot more money because I got documents. I'm gonna bank that money too. Might spend a little bit to get a little comfort in there, but I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna bank all that money. Keep banking, keep banking, keep banking, keep banking. And then I might have a little money to the side and want to start a little business. Or maybe I might want to promote and get another job. Just keep rising in rank. I'm definitely getting out of the apartment because I'm leaving there at the end of the day, get myself another spot, maybe a little better apartment, maybe later on move on, rent a house. You don't know how to run it, man. You know how to do it. I started off in a little tiny rented room. I wore the same 4 pair of pants every single day for 2 years. I banked every penny I had. I even started a second eBay channel because they didn't want to take any money from the bank to start my business, and I sold vintage toys on there. And every day I got up in the morning and I went from all these little mom and pop stores, and I was blessed to be able to find all these cool toys that I was able to sell on eBay. I sold those toys on eBay to support my company. And when I made enough money and my company was starting to survive on its own and make its own money, I was working 2 jobs, just 2 jobs, but running the company and running eBay at the same time, going back and forth to the post office and doing the video demonstrations, and the video demonstrations on eBay and the video demonstrations on the company. I was doing 2 things at the same time, and living in a little tiny rented room. I was there for 4 years. I stayed in that room for 4 years and worked my butt off. And when my company started making its own money, I dropped the eBay listing and started running off my company. And that company blessed me to be able, the Lord blessed me to be able to leave the little rented room and get a house. So I rented my first house up. And then I was making more money because I was pushing more money. I don't have time to be buying little trinkets and stuff. I pushed money back into my company. I bought projectors. I bought screens. I bought new cameras. Something I need to keep investing into the company. And the investments paid off. I kept pushing. Next thing I got another house, bigger than that one. Pushed again, got another house bigger than that one. Last house I got was over in Havington Town. Big house over there. Then I realized I'm sitting around this house, I'm like, what the freak did I get this thing for? I was spending a lot of money in this place. Learn how to spend my money better. Then you can make tons of money, but you can also lose it too. Spend too much of it. I spent a lot of money in that place. So then it came time to leave that, and I came up here to Allentown. I spent my time, because I had no place to go and no place to move to. I had money in my account where you can't just walk into a place and say, yeah, I'm moving here. You got to go through the whole application process. And that's what I had to go through, application process, in order to get into certain places. So while I was there, I had to be somewhere. Can't be living on the streets. And my sister offered her place. Unfortunately, in her place, the only thing she had available was the laundry room, which you guys said was a joke. You laughed about it. So, yeah, in that laundry room, you know what I did? I utilized every area that I'm at. I figured out where City Hall was at, where the IRS is at, places I need to go to get documents for my company. And I went to LegalZoom and I filed for all these documents. And that's what I was doing. I was doing all my paperwork and everything and doing little videos in there, make a little money coming in, and basically getting my documents. Now, my business is documented. I got all the documents I need to do anything that I want to do in this city. I got clearance on everything. You don't. I know you don't have licenses at all. I know you've been selling, you don't have a license. You can't even, matter of fact, this is a person couldn't fill out basic LLC, which is really easy to do. It's not that hard. You have to pay a lawyer for an LLC. Don't do that. Do it yourself. It's very easy. You can't lie on the documents. So from there, Mr. You made a lot of jokes and stuff, blah, 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 blah. I ain't paying any money. I want to do my work, get it done. I got myself the apartment, which is, he kept, then he went to rank on apartments. Oh yeah, your apartment, no, my apartment is bigger than yours. It was way bigger than yours. I had a vestibule. When I walked in, I had a huge vestibule. My bathroom was bigger than yours. I had another room, and I had a 2-bedroom apartment. And my apartment, and I'm sorry, 1-bedroom apartment. My living room was huge because my screen in my room, in my apartment, was 170 inches, and it sat back 16 feet from where my screen was at. You can't fit a screen that big anywhere. You can go back and look at my videos. No, forget it. Move on. Anyway, he went and taught me with that nonsense. I don't pay him any money. You try to contact the owner of the building and say, hey, his LLC is linked to the building. Funny, you were telling on yourself the entire time, and we all didn't know it. No, my LLC is not linked to the building. I sent them over paperwork, I explained who you were, and I sent over your information, address, everything about you, and sent them over to them. So if any problems, contact this landlord. Find out your LLC is linked to your building. You told it yourself. You're actually telling yourself. But anyway, all that, finished that up, left from there because I wasn't happy with the place, and ended up living in the garage. Now, you guys say, oh, you were forced into it. No. I'm a Christian at the end of the day. We're not forced into anything that we don't want to do. But you don't understand that part. So you ranked and carried on while I was in the garage and acted up, which is now, this is evidence when he was in court to lock you away. But you ranked and carried on, was in the garage, and oh, you must be poor, the downfall, this, other, blah, 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 blah. Now look at the position I sit at right now. You see that technology right there? That is one of the most powerful technologies right now on the market. It is worth millions of dollars. I'll be in places that you will never, ever be able to go. I'll be traveling places you can't go. Eat at restaurants you can't go. You couldn't even experience that life at all, period. I'll have that opportunity, not you. See how fast, and look at your life. Your life is about to drop dramatically. Your future, you don't even have it. You curse yourself. So when I came out of the garage, with a technology called FLE, which you guys try to copy and try to make it yourselves, but you failed. You couldn't make it. Remember FLE tried to make that? Yeah, they failed at that. They tried to make advanced ambulatory rejection, failed at that one too. You got to make everything I had, you failed. But if you did it, you're successful, you wouldn't be basically in the situation where you would have made money, but you couldn't make any money because you didn't know how to make it. That's why you stick to your pasty paints. That didn't make any money at all. So, long story short, I left out of the garage, and I got myself a little home front, which I don't tell anybody about because we were being stalked. As you can see by the activity of Mr. Williams and the activity of Jamie, who was stalking us and doctoring our address. Jamie even pointed out where my cat sat in the window. Jamie took my body and put it on Creepy Puppets. Jamie was taking pictures of my butt and posting on his channel. So you see the creepy activity that him and Mr. Williams had together? Yeah, they're very creepy. So why in the world would I give up the address to my new place if I filed multiple cyber stalking charges against you? That wouldn't even make any sense to a judge. So let me get this straight. These guys are stalking you, but yet you posted your address on YouTube and where you're at. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of common sense right there. There you go. So then they try to slander and say, all right, he's living in the garage, because I was living in the garage. I told you I lived in the garage. Did I lie about living in the garage? No, I told you I was. I didn't keep it a secret. But now I'm in my office working. Now I say, oh, he's living in the office, Because I lived in the garage, I lived in the office. I make more money than you guys at the end of the day. You guys don't make any money. I make far more than you guys do. I have an office and a home, but I'll never show you what my home is. That creepy activity from you weirdos at the end of the day? Oh, heck no, you nut jobs. There's no way in the world you would ever find out any place I live at. Ever. But I tell you one thing, I got people on my payroll that know everything about you because I paid them to find everything about you. I know a lot about you at the end of the day. I even know where you went to high school. Everything. But that's for the courts. But anyway, moving on. So, yeah, I left out of here, got myself an office. I learned in the long run that I didn't think that this guy would be this low to do something like that, like post our address, dox our address. Jamie doxed my address in Happentown. He was posting our address. The house, he was posting it on his YouTube channel and telling people to come down to the house. That got you a charge, a couple of charges. That's where the terroristic threat came in. But you can't do that. You can't tell people to go out and visit someone's address. Anything could happen. You could potentially got somebody hurt. Like at the apartment complex, there are kids that play out there all day long. What if somebody decided to shoot a couple rounds into the building?
Could have killed somebody in the building. Could have killed one of those kids out there. Fernando, you got so much karma coming your way. I'm going to tell you something. When you hit the prison scene, you got a lot to pay back. You got a lot to pay back in life. There's a heavy chance this man, I'm going to put it this way. A nice way of putting it, people who come in with that much karma on them don't last long in the system. They never do. Whether you believe it or not, you got to pay back things in life. You really got to pay them back. You got to pay them back. Anybody knows about that story, you know what I'm talking about. You got to pay it back. You got to. That's how life evens itself out. You do something really, really bad, the first thing pop in your mind, like, oh man, I'm going to get it, man. I'm going to get it real bad. It's going to come somewhere. I don't know how, but it's going to come. I'm going to pay for this. I'm going to pay for it one way or another. And it happens. It's a true thing. It does happen. It had happened to me twice. I had to pay for it. And I paid for it 3 times back to back. I went through it 3 times back to back in order before it leveled off and it stopped. Oh my goodness, man. Never doing that one ever again. That's how you learn your lessons in life. To never do stuff like that ever again. But anyway, so yeah, I got my place, my little home front. I got my office. I work a lot. I work a lot of crazy hours because you had to in this business. I spend more of my time working than I had enjoying my own place, which I have a history of doing this because if you look at all the houses I've had, the houses were all screens. Every place in that place was a demonstration area. I barely sat down and enjoyed my stuff, but I like what I do. I ended up converting the entire place into work because I like what I do. I'm a workaholic. So with that being said, now my next stage here in the office in the home front, I'm leaving. Once we get our documents back from Uncle Sam and we're locked in, we got companies all lined up. They're just waiting for our paperwork. Once we issue all that, our contracts come in. We'll make millions of dollars. Apple alone is $1 million contract for us. That's why I keep posting that logo up for my buddy. Every time you see the Apple logo flash, that's for him. Because he's sending pictures back then to show them that, hey, look, this guy's developing this crazy technology that's going to advertise your stuff on another level. We're already locked in. We're already paid. All I got to do is wait for paperwork. That's it. As for these projection screen companies, I'm going to take their lowest projector that they had, that they don't sell anymore, an outdated machine, and I'm going to use it to beat one of their newer projectors and send them the technology and say, hey, look, this is what we can offer you in your showroom. Make money off them too. Advertising for showrooms and expos. Anything you sell in there, our technology will be embedded into it. We can turn entire tables into visual displays. Anything. And since they're going to operate in direct sunlight, you can operate your logos, commercials, AI, and explaining your tech, anything you want on these sheets we have coming out, designed for showrooms and designed for expos to show off your technology at a much more higher advanced level. We'll make a killing. We have no limits now. So, that's basically about it. And what did you guys do with your time? Nothing. You spent your time crying about me. Well, I built a future and an empire for myself. That's what you did. You spent your time crying. And you spent so much time crying. It's like, if you got a backyard, we all have backyards. And you spent more time watching me fertilize and take care of my yard, and now I've got this lush green pasture in my backyard, while yours looks like the Sierra Desert back there because you spent more time worrying about what's going on in my backyard than taking care of yours. And you turn around, you got nothing to show for it. But a old backyard with brown spots all in it, and God knows whatever's digging up here and digging there, and dog feces, that's what you have. It'll take you years to catch up to where my yard is at right now. It'll take you time. It'll take you money. See? You wasted your time. Okay. That being said, I got a website to update. I got to be out on site today. I'm going out and play around for a little bit. Probably most likely 50 lumens. And I got a PC over here to finish painting up and get that ready for that demonstration screen we're going to have right there for gaming applications. Oh man. Excuse me. If you saw the demonstration, I loaded the rest of them up right now. They're done because I don't want to back up and I got demonstrations to do again today. The Tron demonstration where I walked around that screen, imagine that at 150 inch in your backyard. That is going to look sick. We got a screen coming out that we can hit it with 2 projectors and they don't push through on both sides, but the screen is transparent. So you can watch 2 projectors on both sides of the screens. but the light doesn't transfer through. But the light does transfer through, if you know what I mean. It's kind of crazy to talk about it, but it is something we're talking about. All right, people. I hope you enjoyed. Wait. Do we have, is that thing on over there? It probably is on, no me. Probably do have it on. Oh, look at you, Mr. Furry Pants. Mr. Furry Pants. Mr. Furry Pants is on the floor looking down being extra furry. Hold on, I'm gonna give you some treats. You have been good for the last couple minutes. Last couple minutes. A shocking surprise. Yeah, little treats for you. I give you a little extra because you were patient. What time we got? We gotta be out of here. Ah, man, Mother Cheeseburger. Mother Cheeseburger. I gotta remember to keep the charge in the phone. And we're working 80%, we're good. All right, let me see what we're going with this. Taco sandwiches. Taco sandwiches. Taco sandwiches. Taco sandwiches. Oh, we're thinking about taco sandwiches. Oh, shoot, the mouth's on that side. You rearranged everything. You rearranged it. Taco sandwiches. Taco sandwiches. Developing activity.
We're supercharging your productivity with AI and analytics. We preview agentic AI.
Come on, act right.
Journeys lets you test your app's critical user data across devices.
Are you freaking kidding me?
And with our version upgrade agent, you can sit back, relax, and let AI upgrade dependencies in your phone. You can make UI updates with natural language directly in the Compose preview.
See that right there, people? That's coding. So when this came on, I don't know why they have to do that. Women, come on, have a little respect for yourself at the end of the day. You don't have to wear all that. Just wear a nice little suit at the end of the day. But anyway, the AI coding that they have in there, I need this badly because I need an artificial intelligence to pop up on the screen and start talking. So that's what we're trying to do here. So we're going to basically take this whole section and put these panels all the way across, and with the what do you call it? With the Connect system and embedding that with AI, my buddy's doing the whole program for us. So you can touch and interact with the AI. Because Connect's had it that way. When it came on, you can interact with the technology, with the games, with it. That's what he's doing. He's recoding it. We need that type of AI. The AI will allow us to do coding. Well, I ain't doing it. He's doing it. Oh, my son, that's like my life. Come on. Look, come on. You're in my way. You're doing it just already in the mix. Already in the mix. I need a solid screen so I can see my screen is over like that. But yeah, that's coding AI. I need that. That's the stuff we need. So when it came up and I popped, I was like, oh shoot, this is what we need. Because I need something where the person comes on. We're going to do this whole panel all the way across. We need the A to pop up, start talking, and we need it coded because we need to integrate that with the Connect system. So how the Connect system was set up, how you can interact with the games, we need to act the same way, but we need to act with AI. So when customers come up, face recognition, basically they can, how they speak and talk to it, they can communicate back to you. That's what we need. We need a salesperson, but we need an AI to do it. Because the AI is the only one that's going to be able to put you in that environment. Like I said, what about video games? And now AI is sitting there playing video games and they're jumping back and forth on the screen. Stuff like that. What about a chef? And you have him cooking and all that stuff? That's what we need to do. I need a different type of advertising. And it's technology you can run over and over and over again and talk about our company. Once he adds in the touchscreen capability, then you'll be able to do all that stuff too next. But the sensor of the Xbox, yeah, we can do that. We can use that piece of equipment. So I already got the software already embedded in my system over here. Software's already embedded in there. And all I have to do now is just get the Connect system, hook it up, and then we can get ready to go from there. He's going to get remote control access to the PC. We'll go through the rest of the work from there. Yep. My name is Chip. Hello, Chip. Man, I tell you. And I mean by, when people say jerks, I came in yesterday, I was tired. I had to climb that hill twice. I was tired. I was carrying that projector over to Sony. I was carrying the power supply. I was carrying a water bottle to hold the screen up a little better. And man, I finally slowly creeped up that hill, got back in, hot, sweaty, shirt soaked, freaking bugs were biting me, but everything else went on over there. And the minute I come to the door, what does this joker do? He decides to come out of his hut, turn around, and walk in front of me slowly while stretching. That's why they call them jerks. And you don't get the freak out of my path. My goodness. And then when all of a sudden he's done, he comes up and gives me a headbutt, and I pick him up and kiss him with 1,000 kisses, and then I put him back down and go, you smell like biscuits. That's pretty much it. But that's what they're expected to be. They're jerks. Love them, but they're jerks. At least you don't do the jerk stuff. I had a friend of mine, Cat climbed him or something. He never had that problem. Never found him on the desk. He don't touch the PCs. If I painted something on, if I paint a screen, he'll walk around it. He'll never walk over. He walks around it like he knows not to do it. Yeah, he's pretty well trained. He's just some crazy stuff. Taco, we got 10,000 kiss taxes coming up. 10,000 kiss taxes. Smell like biscuits. Smelling like biscuits. How dare you smell like biscuits? Biscuits. Oh, you, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. Hi ho. Man, but I'm just saying, that's flattering, Fernando, that you actually zoomed in. Why didn't you take a picture of the whole environment? I mean, we got this whole big office in here. You didn't take, look, you missed all these. How did you miss the boxes at the top? You just zoomed right in so he can miss that, so he can make it look like he did the demonstration. She did a challenge. Dude, I'm the only one that's got a cardboard box set up in here. I don't know where you have a cardboard set up, just like mine. Matter of fact, which I find even more impressive, you got the same antique lamp that I bought from the thrift store for $2. You can't buy those lamps anywhere. I had to go to a thrift store to find lamps. I went up to real cheap because I only paid out $30 for the lamp just to have it up there for a couple of minutes. I bought a lamp for like $2. Actually, I gave the woman $5 for it because she wanted $2 for it. And because it didn't have a lamp, she was going to drop it a little lower than that. I said, nah, just give me, I'll take the $5. I'll give her $5 for it. Because it was worth it. I needed it. Most people go into a place like that, try to barter with somebody, and I mean, try to pay the very minimum. The other person is trying to make money at the end of the day. If you got the money, then pay it. Don't be cheap. I don't like cheap people. I really don't. You got the money, pay. Especially people who tip cheaply. You can't be around me. You can't. I'm not saying go all out Rockefeller at the end of the day, but you get somebody like $1, you got to get off my table. Get away from my table. Get away from me. $1. If that's all you got at the end of the day, I can understand that. But if you got money, you make a little more, and you can offer them more, and you giving somebody $1, man, I hope you lose your job. That's wrong at the end of the day. I tip 20. That's my line. 20. I always tip 20. $10 is the lowest, but 20 is my max. I actually tipped $50 to somebody one time, but they did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. The food was amazing. The waiter was on point. Like, my glass was never empty. Every time I put that glass here, he was pouring the glass in. You need bread sticks, you need this, whatever, so and so and so. So when I trying to teach my ex, when you tip them, don't leave it on the table. Because you leave it on the table, everybody sees it. Sometimes some places make it so you have to split the tip, which you shouldn't have to do. What you earn is what you get. You shouldn't have to get somebody's money at the end of the day. So what I do is I go to the ATM machine, get the money, walk up to them, shake their hand, say, hey, how you doing? Thank you so much. And I slip them the money and walk off. I had to show how to fold it up. How to fold it up so it fit in the palm of your hand. You shake hands when you just slide it off and get the money in the hand. That's how you do it. She was like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, so from now on, that's how you tip them. You shake their hand, you give them the money, and that's how you do it. So nobody know they got the money. That's how I do it. But I always tip 20. But the guy called, it's a guy gonna mention his name, but he was on point, $50 every time I came through. And I went down to the Dominican place. The food they had over there was freaking amazing, man. They made that food love. I tipped $100 when I was in there. Always paid 100. I pay with $100 bill, I walk off. Your money changed? No, I'm good. Food is amazing. If the food's good, I pay. I pay more than I have to pay. And you know why I pay more than I have to pay? Because these people are trying to run a business. I'm always going to be blessed. God always puts what I need on my table. If I come to him, I say, Lord, I need this. Or Lord, if it's his will, I have it. So why do I not share that blessings with others? Anytime I go on the street, I always carry $20 on me. You never know what they need that day. So if somebody asks you for food and you deny them, man, life's going to catch up to you in a big way. Treat people how you want to treat. You lost your job, you're on the street, you don't have no food, no way to survive or whatsoever, and you beg somebody for some food when you want somebody to give you something to eat? All right then, why would you treat others the same way? You deserve all the bad things in life. You treat people like that, you deny a person of food, even when you have the ability to give it, you deserve all the bad things of life. That's an evil thing to do. That's a very evil thing, deny someone food. I would never do it in a million years. I wouldn't deny these guys food. These guys came to my house and they were starving and hungry. I feed them. Oh yeah, I feed them. God is my witness. Just like I sat in the middle of that floor and made that statement. I make that statement in front of my Lord and Mighty right now. I feed them. I feed them. I clothe them. I put food on their backs. I put food in their back. I put food in their stomach and I put clothing on their backs. I still have to do what I have to do. I still have to sue them. I still have to go through the whole thing. I have to go through the whole thing. But in that process, hopefully they find God. But I have to do what I have to do. Because they won't learn. But either way, like I said, they came to me homeless and they had no food. And I feed them. I take care of them. That's what you're supposed to do. All righty. What time do we have here? We past time yet? We're not even past time yet. What the heck? Time moves so slowly. When I was in here trying to test the battery, I was like, good gracious, man, we usually eat an hour up by now. We should have been went through this by now. Which I found out, like, and I got some good information. That's a good battery, man. I got said battery was $67. Do you have any idea how much money I paid for the EcoFlow system? I like the EcoFlow, don't mind. You can't power a house on it. You can power the entire office with the EcoFlow system. But man, if I hadn't, I wouldn't have been to run that projector anyway on that. There was too much power. But still, that thing is a beast in the day. My projector I was running outside, which was a Sony, is 195 watts, and that thing's 200, and it still ran it. It didn't shut off. It dropped all the way down to around 47. It didn't shut off. The image stayed nice and bright. I had it outside the entire time. Yeah. It's a mighty little beast over there. I'm gonna buy me another one. I'm gonna get the next one. I'm getting this 400, and the 400 I think was 150 bucks. Definitely worth. Definitely worth. Which is funny because I'm sitting out there thinking like I need to charge my phone. Didn't realize I had a little power station on it. Charged right there. Look how fast I would take the charge. We got to go out and yeah. We got to go around. You're all happy that round. The screen came out beautiful. I mean, I got to go out there with something bigger. I have to. We have to go out there with something bigger. We have to. I got to see on a much bigger scale. Ain't that right, Taco? The zoomies? Get up. I love you, little monster. Drive me crazy, but I love you. Taco, you like a pack of cigarettes to me. I love you, but you're killing me. Oh, man. Taco, I'm going to get you a Jerry curl. I'm going to get you a Jerry curl. And you be busting people, you like, you killing him, Silky, you killing him. Stop it, Silky, you killing him. And you spraying like, You saw David Chappelle, you know what I'm talking about. Stop it, Silky, you killing him. And we got the projector, charge unit. Let me see. I have no idea where I'm going today. I have no idea. And I want to go somewhere, but I don't know where I want to go.
I haven't been on the other side, to tell you the truth, not too much. Come and play everything. Oh, don't you dare fall off the side. Stay right there. Everything's okay. Now, when you get my videos early? Oh, wait a minute. It's early, right? I might be to go to the other spot and do it. I might be to mess around with the black technology realm over there, too. So I might pop over there and do a little video over there. So, yeah, security walks around here all the time. And I bumped into security quite a few times. They're real nice and all. They asked, what you got? And I showed them the screen and all that, tell them what I'm going to be doing with it and all that. Some of the white cops come by and explain what we're doing. And they all get a nice big smile on their face. I like that. Yep. Sooner or later. That you got a nice backyard. Even if you got like a little backyard, then man, this screen's going to look gorgeous, man. It's going to look gorgeous. Mind you, if you got your projector set up on your porch, or you got the screen up there, you can watch this. You can watch it in the rain. So if you're in porch and watch it movie in the rain, it won't affect it. I saw you and him walking in the rain. It was cold outside and I'll never be the same. Remember that song back in the day? That was a show. Every time I rain, I get that in the middle of the night. That blame it on the rain. Blame it on the rain. Ugh. All right. We got things to do, people. Things to do. We got to be out and about, having some fun. That's what we're going to do. I'm bringing my screen down with family. We're going to watch some movies out there, crack up, have some fun, throw up the fire stick in the portable projector, sit up on the porch and chill, get some videos on that. We're just bringing the portables out there. I got a portable screen around here somewhere I'm going to take with me. I saw you. Look at you, Papa. I saw you and him out there walking in the rain. It was cold outside, and I'll never be the same. How dare you, Papa? How dare you? Wow. How dare you? How dare you? I saw you walking in the rain. It was cold outside, and I'll never be the same. You see that right there? That's the screen. That's the portables. It was going to be a screen we were going to sell, but that technology beat the crap out of it because literally this thing has limitations. Because the light can't transfer through it, we can't have it on direct sunlight, and it can't go really. It can go where it wants to go because it's portable, but it has limitations on time. But it can go anywhere it wants to go. Just the time of day, this thing only operates inside, anywhere it wants to go. Outside, limitations. That screen, on the other hand, over there goes anywhere it wants to go, and that's when we're going to choose for the out there anywhere you want to go screen. So what we're going to do is, I can't tell you much, but the Surface is going to be completely portable. It'll be completely different from this, but this is a test unit for right now. But this is what I'm going to be taking out with family to chill with, and we watch on the porch. Now, as you see with our technology, does not crack or peel. Any of the screens manual. You just what coding's on here? That technology over there, sitting on here. It's a portable version of it. We're going to take it where it needs to go. Especially on top of that, comes in handy when I go to sell the screen paint pot at the companies. You know, I got a Surface right there, hook it up with the projector, pop it off, show the difference between their screen and that screen. I got another one I bought that's splattered. It has a splatter design on it. So that way I can show them the effect of why our technology is more advanced than the white Surface. All the good stuff, you know. What better way to basically show it off? Just bam, and do it at 300 lumens. Because you got to say something like this, man. You got to say, Chuck, what is it going to take for me to get you in this car right now? What is it going to take for me to get you in this car right now? What's it going to take to get you in this car? 3 low easy payments, $5,000. What is it going to take me to get you in this car? How about I throw in a cup holder? I'll throw in a cup holder. You know, you're twisting my arm on this, you know what I mean? If managers find out about this, I could lose my job. I'll be there messing with them, having fun at the end of the day. Because you got to have confidence. You have fun in your product. You have to, if you don't have fun, you don't show that confidence, you're going to see it, and they're not going to bother with you. All right. Just want to let you know that I'm going to give you a cup holder. Like, I usually don't do this for everybody, because you got a pretty face. I like you. You're a nice personality. I'm going to give it to you with no problem. You know, cup holders are free, right? Yeah. Low price. You can make an easy payment. That's what we can do. You know what I mean? I just sign your your life away, which technically if they told you to sign your life away in this contract right here. There we go. There we go. There we go. I know I got to get a new mouse pad. You go sign your name. Yep. There you go. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Give you the keys. Walk off, and the car breaks down. Any minute you get off the lot. Well, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, once it goes off the lot, we're not responsible. Read the small print. But meanwhile, when you're in and you're trying to read the small, you don't want to mess with those statistics right there. It's just lawyer stuff at the end of the day. I mean, pretty much, I don't understand it. You understand. It's not really important at the end of the day. What's important that you know you're going to get a car. There you go. Watch out for stuff like that. Because I literally heard that conversation when my ex was going in to get a car. And the guy literally said that. And I said, oh, heck no. I pulled out the magnifier on my phone and went right through it. I said, oh, you really? You got to be kidding me. And she studied some law, so I know she was reading through it. We walked right out of there. I said, man, lost his mind at the end of the day. No way in the world. No. Because then they have clause in there, like at the end of the day, that they can repo that car if they want. Like certain things, they can repo it. This, they can repo it. Yeah. Read the small print. And then you'll come in like, what the frick is my car? Because they'll impound that sucker, and it'll cost you a ton of money to get it out. They know it's going to cost you money. Plus, you got the payments to make, so squeeze a little more money out of you. You got to read through all that stuff. They don't let you take that paperwork home. Like, I can't take this home and read this through it. So I might as well on the PC, I can read through this contract. They want you to read it right there and then, or they want to rush you, leave. If I can't take it with me, I'm bothered with it. All right, we have the projector, we have this, we have that. What do we have for time? We'll pass time. Make sure we got everything on us. Where is the cable we need? This is here. And we need the service. And we need the charge unit. The law, you only 40,000 kisses. 40,000. Dare you talk about not paying your 40,000 kisses? How dare you? Taco Denario. Do you not live in a stereo, which your name is Taco Denario? See on the camera? Alright, cool. We clicked them. You can't see them. And they're doing your kibbles and bits. Ooh, on the towel. And your kibbles and bits. People do not want to see your kibbles and bits, Taco. No one wants to see your kibbles and bits. Alright, let me see. No one wants to see your kibbles and bits. Anyone want to see your kibbles and bits? Alright, so we gotta take this out. Hopefully, we got pretty. The weatherman was way off. Because he sat there and said at the end of the day, we're gonna get rain. You got all sunny weather. So we're gonna go to a couple places. I want some new places. Anything that doesn't have that freaking hill in it, because man, that hill is crazy. At least it ain't the Martin Luther King hill, because jeez. Man, if I'm around that way, I'm gonna pull my camera and show you how this hill goes down, man. It is, I don't even know how they live on that hill. All the cars on the hill are parked on a slant. You have to. Can't park them any other way. You forget to put that parking brake on, man, your car is going down a hill. I don't know how they do it. I did that hill one time. I'll never do it again. And every time I bump into somebody at City Hall, I was like, yeah, the Martin Luther King drive, the hill, going up on that one, you better off just going down it. Which I wish I'd have learned that when I did the whole daily walk and talk. Because literally, I almost pulled out my inhaler on that one. That was a freaking brutal hill. And I understand when you go up the staircase on that side why you get lightheaded. Because man, that hill is brutal. And you do the limbo. That's what it feels like when you're walking up there. Somebody was talking to about that hill. That's why I gave it the nickname the God-forsaken, because that's literally the hill. What that hill is, the God-forsaken. That's what questions that people live in San Francisco. You have got to have the biggest calf muscles on the face of the planet. But you got hills like that all day long down there. Like, how in the world are you walking those hills like that? They have to be extremely healthy down there. Because again, you see the hills in Cali? Are you freaking, not Cali, San Francisco?
And I'm freaking complaining about, get somebody to come in and chime me on that one time. They said, you're complaining about that, try living in San Francisco. I was like, yeah, I can agree with you because I went to San Francisco one time and you can literally sit at the top of the hill and watch your entire block go all the way down to the bottom. It's insane. Those of you who skateboard out there, I know you got to be having a ball down those hills. Man, I swear. At San Francisco, that's why it's good that San Francisco never got snow. I think snow is rare. Can you imagine if San Francisco was in a cold climate state where they got ice and they got snow? Do you have any idea how crazy that would be? Cars would literally go airborne and crash into people's buildings. It'd be pandemonium down there. But they don't get that. Which means God knew what he was doing when he basically made San Francisco. Because, gee, where's Louise? So how up here we have a lot of hills up here. I mean, not on the state of San Francisco, but we don't have police chases up here. You can't do them up here. It's impossible because you hit something, you will go airborne. The smallest thing down will make you airborne. I literally watched a guy in the car die. I was coming back from Thanksgiving from my family's house, and I heard it go. Woo! Usually they do that. They usually take off real fast and they stop at the light. But this sucker wasn't slowing down. It blew right past a black car. It hit a little dip, and that sucker went up in the air, about a good maybe 3-4 feet in the air. But when you come down and you're hitting the gas at the same time, and if you're hitting the brake, you know what I mean, you run the risk of flipping and rolling somewhere. But yeah, I guess he had the gas on, and he came down, and the car took off and went out of control. He's trying to swerve. He slammed right into a building. He was killed. I actually saw that happen on Thanksgiving. Heard the boom. I seen the car when it took off, and I seen it when it went past. When I got to the street light, there's a little dip there, a little hill there. And yeah, he went up 4 feet in the air. He had no control of that vehicle when he came down. I don't know why he was moving that fast to begin with. There was nobody else in the car. It was like another woman screaming. Nobody there. It was just him. So what would cost someone just take? I don't know. But anyway, whatever it was, man, he died in the situation. Inside of a building, he was killed. So yeah, you can't have that down here. Now, if you're on dirt bikes, yeah, you can. There's so many cuts and corners and stuff, but still. There's a lot of bike cops down here. There's not too many places you ought to be to go. There's police everywhere down here. So, yeah, I showed you we were on camera and you watched like about 5 or 10 cars. That was just one incident. They don't play around down here. So, yeah. So we don't really see that up here. We don't really see police chases and all that stuff. Not perfect. But can you imagine having that in San Francisco? You come down a hill, you hit something, you're at least 20 feet in the air. Your entire suspension system's going to get ripped up. You hit that hill, man, you're a bumper. If you watch those movies and they show the stunt guy who goes up in there and he comes down, nothing happens to the car. No. When that car hits, man, the whole front of the grill comes off of it, man. The suspension system's ripped up. They got to keep repairing those things. How many times they had to repair the Dukes of Hazzard when they went to jump off stuff and come down? My brother was telling me about that. He said, no, that car doesn't land perfectly. He said, they repaired that thing multiple times. That thing comes down like that, the whole freaking grill will come off that thing. And it's funny, he was right. Because later on in time, they showed behind the scenes of Dukes of Hazzard and about the car, how many times it generally was repaired. And man, it was a lot. Unless you got big tires, then when you land, I mean, the tires is absorbing all the shock. It's a giant suspension system absorbing all the shock. So the bumper will never hit. Other than that, you got an everyday car, you're not doing that. And if you got a Ford F-50, you still can't do that. You have to have a special monster trucks can do all that stuff. Cars with high suspension systems have that capability. All right, people, I'm glad that we had this little talk, a little chat here and there. Chat. While I was talking with you, I was getting the bag ready. Kabam! We're always doing something. If I'm in here chatting, I'm just not in here just chatting for chatting. We're here chatting, talking, and I'm getting ready for the next stage. What time is it right now? It's a bird. Let's go over to the phone and find out. And I got the song stuck in my head, the Dukes of Hazzard. You know what's funny? How I found out about the Dukes of Hazzard, I didn't even know anything about it. My sister came home from college. She watched it in college. Because we kind of quirky like that. But she liked the Dukes of Hazzard. She said, yeah, man, they got the Duke Boys, and they got the General Lee, and they got Boss Hogg and all that. And she was telling us about this whole, I never knew anything about it because I didn't watch much. She was out on the street doing something. But anyway, yeah, she told us about the Dukes of Hazzard when she came from college with a new boyfriend. And We sat down and we watched it together. We got some food. She went down, got food and everything, and bought a pizza and all that. We sat and watched it. It was amazing. It was the first time watching it. It was amazing. We watched it ever since. I even had the Tyco version of General Lee. Yep. Yeah, it's funny, interesting at the end of the day that when you're a kid and you're watching a car fly up in the air and do these crazy stunts, you never realize that the Confederate flag sitting on top of that thing has symbolized a lot of racism. But you don't think about that when you're a kid because your mind's not wired for that. I thought that was one of the coolest flags I've ever seen in my entire life. So I found out what it was actually about, but it's a pretty flag. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a nice flag, but it represents something really bad. It's a shame. I wish it would have represented something else at the end of the day because it's a really nice looking flag, but other than that, it represents something pretty bad. Now, see how people who do ignorant things, you mess something up like that at the end of the day? Something so beautiful like that, you can just mess it up. Interesting thing about it, the flag is not ignorant. It's those who basically carry it that make it ignorant. You ever think about that? So the Confederate flag, all it is just something that, like if you take this right here, this envelope, it's just an envelope. But just so you had a whole bunch of racist people use this envelope over and over again, and they committed crimes by holding up this envelope. Now this envelope becomes a symbol of racism. It becomes a symbol of hate. But at one point, it was just a regular envelope. You gotta think a little deep, people. Gotta think deep. All right, people. You gotta get below the crust. You gotta get to where the pie is at. You got in the pie, but the pan's at. Gotta get in there. I gotta go. Got things to do. God bless.